Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. My name is Hudayfa Parker, as you guys know me. I'm coming back to y'all with a new video. I understand I ain't been uploading in a minute, but I'll be dropping gems here and there. Today, I wanna talk about how Muslims living in the West. It's a struggle for us to leave certain people behind. And what I mean by that is, Muslims in the West, we get so caught up in the dunya, we get so caught up in the lifestyle that we forget who we really are, who we truly are as a person and as a Muslim. What I mean by that is, sadly, I'll use myself as an example, is, when I came back to America from living in Saudi Arabia for 11 years, I was in a new environment and I had to make friends. And, because humans, we want to be a part of a group. We want to be in a crowd, and we also want to be accepted. When I started going to high school over here, no Muslims. Mind you, I'm probably the only Muslim, right? Being a part of a westernized, non-Muslim society, you have to fit in. So what you have to do, you have to be a friend to non-Muslims. So what happens as a result of a Muslim befriending non-Muslims is the soul slowly starts to get corrupt. The moral compass starts to change, because you're no longer surrounded around Islam. You're no longer surrounded by Muslims that will keep you in check, basically. Especially if your household is not, it's being affected by this as well. If you don't have a strong Muslim household, it's going to be easier or more susceptible to you of getting affected by these Western ideals. My iman was at an all-time low being back in America. My point is that as Muslims, or even new Muslims coming to Islam, what I realize about new Muslims is that when they come to Islam, and once they see through the dunya, they see through all these materialistic, fruitfulness conversations that these non-believers have, is they realize, like, being attached to that or being associated with that holds them back from their true purpose, from their truth, which is the ultimate truth, which is Allah and is Islam. So when you're around people that don't realize that, when you're around people that don't have the same problems as you, when you're around people that don't have any taqwa, that don't have any God conscious, it drains you. It literally drains you. The shaitan is literally draining you. But when you're around Muslims, when you're around people that have taqwa, people that remind you of Allah, it charges you. It's like you get charged and you feel, you feel grounded and you feel in place. Your soul feels at peace. So, it was a struggle for me to, not have a Muslim friends and only have non-believer friends. And, I went through a lot of hardship with my iman because of that. It was always fluctuating up and down. It was like a seesaw, and the battle was constantly with myself, and I didn't have nobody to go to talk to these problems about. As a person that realizes that you have to dissociate yourself from certain types of certain conversations and certain people for your betterment, and Allah says in the Quran, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. It may be something that you hate, but it's good for you. Or Allah says, I forget the verse in the Arabic, قال Allah, he talks about the people that you like their appearance, but they're not good for you, So, لا تغرك, don't let the appearance fool you. Don't let the dunya fool you into realizing what your true purpose is and what the type of people that you need to be around you, So, and it may hurt that a lot of people aren't going to understand you, especially as a new Muslim. Even as a Muslim, like, I've been a Muslim my whole life, and it's hard when you befriend non-Muslims, but you can't be real with them. You can't talk about Allah. I mean, you can, but you don't want to make things weird. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're so affected that you have you're shameful about your religion and you're not proud of it. You tend to shy away from your religion, and you tend to appeal to the Western ideals. So once you become proud of your religion, once you realize the blessing of Islam and you start to outwardly show your Islam, people are going to look at you differently, and it's going to naturally maybe move people. Either Allah has a covering over their ears and their eyes, or it's maybe just not their time yet, Or maybe that's just something that they dislike to hear when you're constantly talking about Allah, when you're constantly talking about the hereafter, when you're constantly talking about the Prophet. That may push people away from you, and that's okay, because Allah is slowly removing people out your life that you didn't necessarily need, and He's putting people in your life that you do need. My message to my Muslims is to always try to surround yourself with good Muslim people, because even amongst the Muslims there are bad apples. But you want to surround yourself with the people that have taqwa, the people that have fear of Allah, and the people that are God conscious. If you surround yourself with the opposite, it's just going to drain your energy, and it's going to lead you to the materialistic world. It's going to lead you to love this dunya. When you're around 3-4 brothers constantly reminding you how small this dunya is and how not to be attached to it, you think you're going to be attached to the dunya? No, you're not. You know? If you're around millionaires, you should be if you're around 4 millionaires, you should be the 5th millionaire. You know? Same way with when you're around people with taqwa, you should be the 5th one, the 4th one with taqwa. You know? So my brothers and sisters, this is just a little short reminder. I will be doing more of these, inshallah, and if there's any specific topic that you brothers want me to address or sisters want me to address, just write it in the comments. And today is Friday, so I hope all my brothers and sisters had a great Friday. Remember to give salutations to the Prophet, Allahumma salli wa sallam ala Muhammad. And you know, like I said, my brothers, you know, struggle here in the West. You know, keep strong, man. Keep the iman strong. Constantly read your Quran and be around good company, inshallah. And Allah will, inshallah, strengthen you guys and keep you guys on the right path. Assalamu alaikum.